This is Stephanie Eckhart, Director of Career Development here at Home Sale Realty, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to create clause templates in dotloop. So what is a clause? A clause is the language that dotloop uses for a pre-written phrase or paragraph or sentence or whatever it is. So if you have something that you tend to use over and over again in your contracts, in your documents, in the additional terms, things like that, that you type the same language every time, you can save that as a clause in dotloop. So how do you get that done? That process begins in dotloop and will be up in the templates section. So you want to kind of think these through first and go ahead and save them into the main library of templates so that you can then use them in your future loops, okay? So we're used to the templates section. The templates is where we go to see blank documents and be able to print them out, and we can create our own templates. So if we scroll down past the document templates, you will see there is one for tasks and also one for clauses. And we'll go over tasks in a separate mini video. So today, if I hit the clauses, you can see some of the ones that I have already created for, as examples. Yours would likely be empty until you start filling it up. But these are some ideas of things that you could put in as a clause. If I frequently use the language that the agent is related to the buyer, I can go ahead and have that saved. If I'm frequently using that any repairs over a certain amount or under a certain amount will not be asked of the seller, I can put that in to use over and over again. So the possibilities here are endless. This is also really helpful when home sales sends you suggested language for some more sensitive items, things like appraisal cuts that need to be dealt with if the buyer's thinking about paying for anything, language relating to home inspections with regard to using them for knowledge, but not for actually asking repairs, those kinds of things. And those sensitive languages might need a little bit of help. And so it would be easier for you to have those paragraphs pre-written in here rather than having to retype them every time. So these are just some basic suggestions, but do be on the lookout and utilize this for those more sensitive situations where language is offered and suggested to you. So to create a new clause, you're going to hit the button here on the right side that says add new clause with a little plus sign. And here's where you can start typing language I use in my contracts. Okay, so anything that you might use frequently, you can stick that in and it will add it as another potential clause here. So I have lots of ideas here that you could potentially use. Once you have those sentences, phrases, paragraphs, whatever they are, saved here, then you can go on and use them in all of your future loops in your contracts as necessary. So if I have a client who is trying to purchase a property over and over again, we keep losing out to other offers, then it just saves me a little bit of extra time having to retype the same thing over and over again. So if I'm going to head down to the bottom of the agreement of sale, down here to the additional terms, this might be where I have to keep typing things like that. So maybe I would say that the buyer agrees to pay the difference of the appraisal cut in some way. So if I type the word buyer, it's going to go and start looking, do I have a clause that already exists that includes this word? Okay, so I have 3 different ones that reference buyer and I get to choose any one of those 3. Okay, so I can just click that and I don't have to type it. Another way that I can pull in a clause is instead of starting to type my typical sentence or paragraph, there's a button up here in the black navigation bar area that looks like 2 little windows on top of each other. That's add clause. And if I click that, you'll be able to see all of the clauses that you have preloaded, and you get to choose anything else that you would like to add. Okay, and it just makes it a little quicker to get through some of the things that you're typing and helps you to whip these contracts together faster, especially when you're doing them over and over again for clients. So hopefully that helps you with your business, shaves off a few minutes of your prep time when you're doing these contracts. If you have any questions or concerns, definitely reach out to a director of career development and we will see you next time.